So maybe we can kind of think of when we came from the old house, how that occurred, and to this mansion. We had two bunk beds in the boys.
A trimble bed.
And then one of those, and then we had the baby in our bedroom. So we did outgrow it. And just out of the clear blue, the factory there came and wanted to buy the house. And to make a long story short, they offered us the same amount of money as what this house cost. I don't know, do you remember all of us at church kneeling down praying that would go through so that we could have this mansion, all this space? And then we had all this space and we didn't know what to do with it. No, I'm joking, but we saw an ad in the Expositor or the Blade, I don't remember which one, about the need for foster kids. And Dad and I talked and said, we got all this room now, 10 kids and 5 bedrooms, we could get 1 or 2 of those.
The Lord has been so good to us, giving us this home. We need to share it.
So then along came Marissa and Sean.
Most of them remember, they're possibly the ones that they remember better than any of them that we did adopt, except for maybe
Robbie.
Yeah.
Well, she had been very badly abused, sexually abused. She was 2 years old. And I remember the first day I went down and got her, and Dad drove in the driveway, and I said, come here, Robbie, Daddy's home. And she ran to my arms, and she did a headlock on me and just started trembling and crying. And so that kind of gave us a clue that she'd been injured and abused by a man. But she got through that. She got through that probably after she went into the neighbor's house with her bare feet in the middle of winter.
And them not home.
And got in the refrigerator. Broke eggs all over the floor. Took the other dishes and stuff out and put it on the floor. I mean, there was snow out there, and this little girl was like in, I don't know what, but I know she had no shoes on. So that started our foster care days, and many great memories. Missy and Felicia came along, and
we had some real great kids, and then again we had some, not many, but along the way there was 1 or 2 here or there that really put the touch to it, the try to us.
Remember the name of the girl that tried to steal a semi out of the Walmart part? Well, it used to be Kmart. Was it Kmart at that time? Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but I remember of her doing that, yeah. Yeah, and we had so many different types of kids and so many reasons, so many things that had happened to kids that had come into our home that we found out about. I remember talking about the one that they was in our home. I think maybe a little girl. She was in our home, and she was given back to her parents, and they moved up to Indiana. And the next thing we heard was that she had been killed by the parents. Remember that at all? And then another one was a little boy. Now imagine this, a little boy, his mother put his pee-pee out on a table.
We didn't have him.
Huh? I thought we had him for a short time.
No, Kathy had him.
Oh, was that Kathy?
Yeah.
Okay. And took a yardstick and, can you imagine?
Well, let's have some
But we had some,
memories.
we had some real good kids too, And some of them that did go back to their homes, that the parents did turn around. Like what was the two little girls, our kids still go there once in a while. Shauna,
Oh, yeah, Diamond and
yeah,
Chanel.
Chanel.
Diamond and Chanel.
Diamond and Chanel. And when we had them, what was it, the mother that had been drinking a lot?
Yeah,
Debbie?
drugs, but she went to drug court and she
Yeah,
turned herself around.
and she turned herself around, and her husband turned himself around, and our girls, they've been there a couple different times that them girls have called here and want them to stop and see them. And so every time they have, why, boy, everything is going well with them, and that's a positive for a change instead of always getting the negative. One time we was sitting in, this possibly maybe 2 years ago, we was sitting and eating lunch or supper at Town Buffet. And we was sitting in the front part of the restaurant. And there were some people in the booths right there. And I noticed there was this woman and a younger girl that was sitting with her, but that younger girl kept looking over our way and nothing rung a bell with me. And they got finished before we did. This girl got up from their table and she walked over and she says, "You don't know me, do you?"
I said, yes, I do.
Yeah, Mom says, "Yes, I do."
Lydia.
Lydia? Yeah.
She,
And so that's how, and to this day, every so often we go out, you never know when you're gonna run into somebody that we had back then, you know.
I think a few years after she left, the one that tried to steal the semi stopped by one time.
Oh, did
Yeah,
she?
came to the door and we remembered her. She came in and we visited for a while.
I don't remember that. Yeah, but you know, them are good memories.
CSB was kind of tricky because, you know, they knew once we started adopting, they just knew, oh, here's this Pat. We have this little boy and two brothers that need help. I said, yeah. I said, we don't have room for 3 boys. Oh, well, let me talk to Jim. So, yeah, you don't even have to say anything to him, you know. He'd be still taking them now if I hadn't put the lock on it. Because it's really not fair to the kids. At times I feel a little bit guilty about the 3 girls that we have here that, you know, when they have things going on at school and different things that we're just, you know, I don't know if they're ever embarrassed about us being so old,
Like today,
decrepit.
some little girl was walking in with Ariana, and I had walked around the edge, going to the room that I was going to. This little girl says, "Is that your grandpa?"
What did Ariana say?
I don't know. I wasn't there to.
Yeah, that's a natural thing for him to think about us.
But we're giving her a good home and loving care, so.
Felicia, she's one of the early ones, and she had such pretty hair, and she took care of it. She loved to comb and brush it when she was little, and
She had it in a ponytail. She liked to put it in a ponytail.
yeah. And so she was sitting right over there in that chair, and she says, "Mom, can you help me get my hair down?" She says, "I'm having trouble." So I said, "Okay." So I went over there and started trying to take the rubber band off of it. And she had a ponytail that was about that wide. Her hair was so thick. And it was probably about this long, and she had it all pulled up in a rubber band. And I went to get that off, and the whole ponytail broke off. She had left it in so long that the hair got so dry that it broke off.
What did she do after that?
I don't remember.
Cried.
Yeah. She always had a believe pleasant nature to her, mostly because she didn't. I think she was kind of detached from her birth mom more than Missy was, and if she called and talked to him or said she'll be coming, and she'd get off the phone and she'd say, yeah, I'll believe it when I see her or when I hear it or whatever. Where now Missy, she was a little more
Naive.
no, I don't think that so much. She was more caring towards her mom. She didn't. Felicia was just like, at that time when she was little, because she had been through a lot. And I remember the one time that Missy and I sat on the front porch after her biological mom, Anita, we always called her. I think they still call her that a lot. And she had just called Missy and talked to her and got the same story as they usually got, and they never knew, what to depend on. And she's curled up under my arm and she says, Mom, do I have to talk to Nita when she calls? And I said, no, you don't have to talk to her if you don't want to. So I just get this awful funny feeling in my stomach, and I don't like it the way I feel. So, she worked through that. I know they have relationships with her now, and she's a different person than she was then. And
But Nita's a different person
yeah,
too.
that's what I mean. Nita's a different person than what
Yeah,
she was then.
different.
She got herself together, and
And she cares about her daughters.